Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first video under the hashtag The Autonomous Learner. Under this hashtag, I will explain grammar and writing all the way from 0 to advanced. I will also explain the other 3 skills: reading, listening, and speaking. At the end of today, I want you to have learned 4 things. The first thing is, I want you to learn the 8 parts of speech. The second thing is the 3 jobs in a sentence. And number 3, the 9 words that can do the job of a subject. And number 4, the 3 types of sentences in English. So let's start from 0, the English alphabet. There are 26 letters in 2 cases, capital and small, or they call them uppercase and lowercase. I'm sure all of you know them. When we put these letters together, we make words. For example, C and A and T make the word cat, and G and O make the word go. Now, all the words in English are put into 8 groups, or we call them the 8 parts of speech. Parts of speech. And here they are. A noun, that's number 1. Number 1 is a noun. A noun is a name of a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, Ali, that's a person. School, that's a place. Table, and that's something. And love, and that's an idea. Number 2, after noun, is called a pronoun. The pronouns are words that can take the place of a noun. So instead of saying Ali, you can say he. And instead of saying Aisha, you can say she. And for school, we can say it. Number 3 is the verb. And the verb is a word that expresses an action or a state. Action is something that you can do with your body. So you can walk, you can go and come, you can eat. All of these are actions. Or a state like feel. Like you say, I feel happy. So feel is a state. It's not really an action verb, it's a state verb. Or am, in the sentence, I am happy. So again, a verb is a part of a speech and it expresses an action or a state. Number 4 is an adjective. And an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So the word tall in the sentence, Ali is tall, describes Ali, which is a noun. Ali is a noun. So the word tall is an adjective because it describes it. So an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Number 5 is an adverb. An adverb is a word that describes as well, but it describes the verb. And usually in English it ends in ly. Let's take an example. In the sentence, Ali eats quickly. Quickly describes eat. So quickly is an adverb. Part of speech number 6 is the preposition. And the preposition or prepositions are words that come before a place or a time. Now, prepositions are words like on, in, under, next to, in front of, behind, like that. All of these are prepositions that tell us about the place. Let's take this example. Ali is on the plane. So on is a preposition. So prepositions can also tell us about the time. Prepositions for time are like in, on, and at. So if you say Ali goes to school at 11 o'clock. So at expresses time, so it's a preposition as well. Or Ali goes to school on Mondays. So on Mondays, because Monday is a time, so on is a preposition. So prepositions, words, short words like in, on, under, like this. Number 7 are conjunctions. These are words that link 2 words together. For example, the word and, the word but, the word because, if, all of these words. Now, the word or in this sentence is a conjunction because it links 2 words. The sentence is Ali or Eddie will go to school. So or, Ali or Eddie. So here it links two words together. So or is a conjunction. Number 8, the last one, is called the interjections or interjections. And these are words that express strong emotions, like the word wow or oops. Like so, there are 8 parts of speech or types of words. Now, to speak and write, we need to put these words together to make sentences. You cannot speak separate sentences in isolation. You have to put them together to make sentences. Now, the sentence is the most important thing in the English language. I will talk about the sentence maybe in 100 videos or so. And then after that, I will move on to other types of grammar rules. I will take you in that journey from the beginner's level to the advanced level, inshallah. Before I talk about the sentence, let me tell you something about the 8 parts of speech, and please, please, please listen carefully. You, dear viewer, have a name. Your name can be Muhammad, like me, or can be Clara, like my classmates. Now, Muhammad is my name, but it's not my job. My job is a teacher, and sometimes my job is a father, sometimes my job is a driver for my children, a husband, and so on. So I have different jobs in life, but I have only one name. Clara can be a wife, she can be a teacher, she can be a mom, a nurse for her children, and so on. So she has one name, but many different jobs. So a person has one name and can have many jobs. The parts of speech are just like that. They have a name and they have a job. Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, those are their names in the English language. But those words have a job that they do in the sentence. Now, in the sentence, there are only 3 jobs. So all 8 words do only 3 jobs in the sentence. So what are those 3 jobs? We have the subject, we have the verb, and we have the completion. By the way, the word verb can be a name and it can be a job. Okay? So a sentence has 3 parts. Subject, verb, completion, or as I like to call it, SVC. And now that full stop, that's what finishes most sentences in English. In America, they call it the period. What is the job of a subject? The subject is the person the sentence is about. And the verb is what the subject actually does. And the completion tells us more information about either the subject or about the verb. In English, we have to follow this specific order of the sentence. Subject, verb, completion, SVC, full stop. In many other languages, this order changes. So in Arabic, for example, it can be like English, subject, verb, completion, SVC, or it can be verb, subject, completion, to many people's surprise. Now, in some Asian languages, it can be the exact opposite of English. It can be completion, verb, subject, or it can be verb, completion, subject, or subject, verb, completion. So different languages have different orders, but in English, it's always SVC, full stop. Let me say that again. The parts of speech, noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, and so on, are the name of the word, just like my name is Muhammad. And those parts of speech have jobs in the sentence, which are subject, verb, and completion. Only 3 jobs. So which part of speech does what job in the sentence? Not every word, not every part of speech can do any job. No, the job of the subject in English is done by either a noun or a pronoun. And the job of the verb, as you might expect, is done by the verb. And the job of a completion is done by any of the 8 parts of speech. Now, look at this diagram. It will help make things clearer. As you can see, the subject is a noun or a pronoun, and the verb is a verb. It's the name of the job and the name of the part of speech at the same time. And the completion is any part of speech. Today, I want to talk about the subject, and next video I will talk about the verb. We can see that the job of a subject is done by a noun or a pronoun, and we said that a noun is a name of a person, place, thing, or idea, and the pronouns are words that take the place of a noun. So, question: how many words in English can do the job of a subject? You will think there are millions of words that can play the role of a subject, right? Well, not exactly. There are only 9 types of words that we need to learn that play the role of a subject. 2 types of nouns, singular and plural, and 7 pronouns: I, he, she, it, we, they, you. So these are 9 words that start 99.9% of the sentences in English. So what is a singular noun? A singular noun is the name of one person or one thing or one place, like Ali and school and table, or Aisha, for example. And a plural noun is like the students, the tables, the school. So usually it has that S. And I'm sure you know the meaning of the 7 pronouns in English. Now let's look at the diagram again after adding the 9 types of words that can do the job of a subject in a sentence, as you can see here. So next time when you start speaking English, the first word most probably that will come out your mouth will be a noun or a pronoun, one of these 9 words. And the second word will be the verb. And the third word will be the completion, any of the 8 parts of speech. Now, finally, the sentence SVC full stop or subject verb completion full stop is called the positive sentence or the affirmative sentence. Now, what if you want to make a negative sentence? That's super easy. You just put the word not with the verb. It can go before the verb, it can go after the verb, or it can go in the middle of the verb. And this will be explained in future videos, not today. And how can we make question sentences? Oh, by the way, we call them question sentences. Some people think that a question is one thing, a sentence is one thing, but actually a question is a type of a sentence. So anyway, how do we make the question sentence? We simply change the order of the sentence. Instead of subject, verb, completion, we make it verb, subject, completion, and bingo, we have a question. So let me summarize everything that we talked about in this video. At the beginning of the video, I said by the end of this video, you will have had learned 4 things. And you remember what the first thing is? I want you to learn the 8 parts of speech. The second thing is the 3 jobs in a sentence. And number 3, the 9 words that can do the job of a subject. And number 4, the 3 types of sentences in speech. So what are the 8 parts of speech? Excellento. Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. And number 2, the 3 jobs in a sentence. What are the 3 jobs in a sentence? Perfect. It's a subject, verb, completion. And there's always a full stop. And what are the 9 words that can play the role of a subject? Very good. 2 nouns and 7 pronouns. I, he, she, it, we, they, you, singular noun and plural noun. And what are the 3 types of sentences in English? Right, so we have positive, negative, and question sentences. Excellent job. Now that we have talked about the subject, we need to talk about the second word in the sentence, which is the verb. To make correct sentences, you need to learn about the verbs and their tenses. I'm sure you know the word tense. In the next video, I promise I will talk about all 12 tenses in English in less than 25 minutes, inshallah. Make sure to watch next video, to like this one, to share it, and if you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and bye.